There's a tiny setting in your YouTube studio that is quietly destroying your reach, and most people don't even realize it's on. And the wild part is that it's not just killing your views, but it's killing your sales. Now, this one tiny setting could be the difference in your video showing up in front of people that actually buy your digital products and offers, or showing up in front of people that will never, ever, ever buy a single thing from you. So you might be sitting there in your YouTube analytics all the time in YouTube Studio, refreshing the screen, thinking like, oh, my content's bad, or oh, my content fell off, when it might just be this little thing. Because I didn't change my editing, and I didn't change my messaging, and I for sure didn't suddenly forget how to make content that connects. But I noticed something a little strange going on with my channel. So when I lifted up the hood, I noticed something that YouTube had quietly cut on that was quietly sabotaging my channel. And it might be sabotaging yours too. Look, I fired my job April 1st, 2016, and in that time, I've built a couple six-figure businesses. I built a seven-figure online business. My very first digital product did a little over 900K. And I've noticed something to be true along my whole entire entrepreneurial journey, and that's when something starts to act up a little bit, there's a cause to the little bit of act up. And if you don't go and look for the root of the cause, that little bit of act up turns into a whole lot of act up. And most people ignore that little bit of act up. It's no different than like a car. Little check engine light comes on. A lot of people ignore that until their car blows up and turns into a lemon. And it's only gonna take me about 5 minutes to break this down. So if you don't have 5 minutes to spare, then there's a good chance that your YouTube channel will just turn into a lemon with a busted cylinder, just like that person that never gets the check engine light checked on their car. And if you're looking to build a business off the back of your YouTube channel, you might want to check into the little things. You might want to check in on that little check engine light right there. And if you keep this setting on, then you might be actually building the wrong audience, but you may not realize it because you may get more views from it. And all views are not created equally. Look, most content creators want to go and get the most views possible. And they think that they're doing a great thing when they get more views, but that's not always the case, because you could be getting in front of people that aren't your target audience. You could be getting in front of people that could not eventually turn into being converted customers. And that's something that I started to notice that was happening with my channel. So what I started to notice that was happening with my channel was that some of the comments started to look weird. Right? Like, it's not at the norm for me to get some weird looking comments, right? Sometimes when you get some comments that you think might be a little strange or hateful, or especially hateful, like some people just be saying some mean stuff on the internet. Like, I come from a time where you had to not watch what you say, but be mindful of what you said. Because if you said the wrong thing to the right person, you might get punched in the face. And one thing that the internet has taught me is that a lot of people have never been punched in the face before, because some of the stuff that people feel confident to say to other people through the safety of a screen, they would never say that to somebody's face. But these weren't some of the weird comments that I was getting. I was seeing that I was getting comments from people that I could clearly tell weren't from my country, right? And that's not at the norm for me to get comments from people that aren't from my country. Like, I have a community. We have people that are not from the United States of America in my community also. But I could tell that I was getting more viewership from people that English might be a third language, right? Because, you know, here in America, for the most part, we only speak one language. A lot of people all globally like speak a minimum of two. But I could just see that certain people may not really understand English that well off of how their comments were structured, like the sentence structures and whatnot. And I was like, why are these comments starting to come in on my YouTube videos? And I figured out what was going on. YouTube had automatically turned on something that is called auto-dubbing. And this is something that YouTube had started to roll out not too long ago. And auto-dubbing, it sounds fancy, right? Like, it automatically translates your videos into other languages. It literally takes your voice, uses AI and then starts to push your videos out to the entire world, and it just translates your voice into every single language on the planet and starts to push your videos out to everybody. And to a lot of people, they think that sounds cool. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go global, like everybody can watch my stuff. I'm gonna get so many more views. But that's not me. I don't consider myself to be a content creator. I'm an entrepreneur. And if you're thinking like an entrepreneur that's using content to drive traffic to their business, you realize that you're not a content creator, you're a contentpreneur. So all global views might not be the move for you. And I know for me, that's a problem, because even though I could possibly get a new audience, I didn't ask for that audience. And YouTube doesn't know the difference between global reach and the wrong reach, because all that YouTube is designed to do is to get as many people as possible and keep those people for as long as possible on the platform. So even though it's in YouTube's favor to put my videos in front of the right people, YouTube is not worrying about or thinking about my business. It just wants as many viewers as possible to see as many videos as they want to see, so they can charge advertisers to put ads on top and in between of those videos. That's all that YouTube cares about. So the more reach that I get or the more views that I get, hey, it's all good in YouTube's book, but not for my business, because I know what I'm looking to build right now. So when this auto dub feature is cut on, your videos just start showing up to random people all over the globe. People who don't speak your language, people who may not understand your message, people who may not get the cultural references that I use in my videos, people that may not understand the jokes that I say in my video. Your videos are being shown to people that may not particularly be your buyers, because your videos might be getting shown to a country that is not typically a quote unquote buying country. And that one mistake, it could throw a lot of stuff off on your channel, because the number one most important thing on YouTube is click-through rate. Click-through rate is the percentage of people that click on your videos from the impression. So if you're not familiar with what an impression is basically just an eyeball, right? So every time you're on YouTube and you see everything on the home screen, those are all impressions. Even the stuff that you don't choose to watch, that counts as an impression. Everything that you see over on the sidebar, over suggested when you're watching YouTube and really not paying attention to the videos and scrolling and looking at seeing what you're gonna look at next, or you have the video minimized and you're scrolling through your home screen, those are all impressions. And the percentage of people that click on that video is your click-through rate. So for example, if you have 1,000 impressions, right? YouTube has shown your video to 1,000 people and 100 people click that video. Well, 100 divided by 1,000 is 10%. So you have a 10% click-through rate. So that is the most important thing on YouTube first, because that shows YouTube that people are interested in the video. They're interested in the topic. The second most important thing, which may actually be the most important thing, but you never get to hear if people don't click the video. That's why I say the second most important thing is the average view duration, or the watch time, right? So that shows YouTube that people liked the video. So if they click the video, that's a signal that they're interested in it, or they're curious about it, or that they want to see a video like that, right? So they clicked it. But then if they watched it for an extended period, that gives YouTube signals that they enjoyed the video, that they got value from the video, that it was a good video, because it shows that they actually sat there for an extended period of time and watched the video. Those are the two most powerful things. But if I take it back to the click-through rate, if you're getting pushed out to a global audience that you may not want to go out to because you're thinking of building an actual business, and that video is getting shown to people that really don't even understand what your title is or what your thumbnail means, then your click-through rate is gonna drop, because it's showing it to people that are not going to click that video. And then your watch time could tank, because say if they are interested and they click the video and then they can't relate to you, they're gonna click off it real quick, which is going to shorten your average viewer duration. And YouTube's gonna think, oh, this isn't a good video, people aren't watching it. So they're gonna stop pushing it out to people. They're gonna stop pushing it out to people that could be your right audience. And that's how a channel could flatline quietly, with absolutely no warning. Just an invisible setting cut on that you didn't cut on, quietly rerouting your traffic. And when YouTube sees multiple upload after upload after upload not performing well, it doesn't sit there and think, oh, well, this person might have been matched to the wrong audience. No, they say this person's stuff must suck, so let's not show it to anybody. And that's not just an algorithm problem, it's a business problem. Because if you use YouTube to build your brand and sell your products and offers or attract clients, and you start to attract people that will never buy, then you're not just losing views, you are literally losing money. So how do you cut it off? Good question you asked, my friend. So look, go and open up your YouTube studio. Now, once you're in your YouTube studio, go to your settings and then go to your upload defaults. Once you're in your upload defaults, go over to the advanced settings and scroll down until you come to here that says automatic dubbing. Right, now check this. If this is checked right here, mine was checked by default. Like it was off before, YouTube rolled something out to where they cut it on, I'm assuming, to every channel because I didn't cut it on and it was just checked on by default. So I had to go in here and I had to uncheck this allow automatic dubbing. Do that, goes off. But if this here is checked, then YouTube has been putting AI over your voice and having you sound all weird and has been distributing your content to every single country around the globe that has access to the internet. And they've been having you talk in that language to other people. So if you don't want that box checked, uncheck this box and then just go down and hit save and you're good. Just a couple clicks. Doesn't take that long. But this single change could be the difference between YouTube showing your video to your next 1,000 ideal customers or the next random 1,000 people that'll never buy a thing from you. And immediately, as soon as I turned this off, I started to get comments like this. If you can see this here, it says, "Hi, Aston CEO. I've subscribed to your channel, but I don't speak your language, which is English. YouTube has a new feature, translate into all languages. This means that by recording videos in your language, you can now share your videos with other countries, automatically translated by AI. To do this, just check the box next to the country you want to show your videos to. Greetings from Russia. Keep up the good work." Now, I have nothing against Sergey Popov, right? Shout out to you, Sergey. Shout out to Russia. But it's not that I don't want Sergey to watch my videos. It's that I know what my offer is that I'm offering to the market off of the traffic of my videos. And this person, if they don't understand English that well, then they're not the ideal member to join my community that I'm building right now. Because of the educational content and the resources that I have for my community, the access to me, the actual personal coaching and whatnot, it wouldn't be a good experience for him because he can hardly understand English. And that's the difference between a contentpreneur and a content creator. A creator just looks at all views as equal. Well, a contentpreneur, actually, I realized that I don't need to get the most views in order to make a big business. A lot of times the people that are really winning on YouTube are the people that have smaller audiences. They have these micro niche channels. They have micro niche personal brands that don't have that big of an audience, and they might not get as many views, but they get more sales because they're only making content for their micro niche and they understand the whole concept of 1,000 true fans. And that's the sole reason why I started making content on YouTube. Look, I had over 120,000 Instagram followers. I had tens of thousands of TikTok followers. And I remember sitting down having a conversation with my best friend one day. And I was like, "Hey bro, I'm about to build up a YouTube channel from scratch. And I'm about to just quit social media like cold turkey. Like literally, I'm done today. Not posting on it. Gotta figure out this YouTube thing." And he was like, "Bro, why would you do that? You got all those followers, all this blah, 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 followers. You got over 100,000 followers." I was like, "Yeah, but I know the power of YouTube." And I remember telling him, I was like, I would much rather have 10,000 engaged YouTube subscribers than 100,000 Instagram followers. And he was like, really? I was like, yeah, because think, if I'm looking to build an online business powered by digital products, the only digital products that sell are educational products, not only educational info products, but transformational products. Because people, they don't buy information, people, they buy transformation, because information is readily available. Look, YouTube's for free, Google's for free, ChatGPT, Google Gemini, like everything's YouTubeable and Googleable and ChatGPTable and Google Geminiable, and Twitter even got something Grockable. Everything is littleables, right? But what isn't a littleable is a transformation. If you can actually deliver somebody a result. I'm just like, I know I do that. I'm in the results business. And where does anybody go to learn about literally anything? They don't go anywhere else outside of YouTube. So I was like, I see the value in that. And I'm glad that I did that, because at the time of me recording this video, I don't even have the biggest channel yet. But from my paid advertising background, because the most that I spent in ads in a single month is a little over $100,000, from the traffic that my small YouTube channel gets, I would have had to pay $30,000 a month in ads for the same amount of traffic. And instead of having to pay to build my income, impact, and influence, I get paid from YouTube to build my income, impact, and influence while building my business off the back of the traffic as well. So I remember I was telling them, I'm like, yeah, bro, I would much rather have 10,000 YouTube subscribers than 100,000 Instagram followers. And I was telling them that when I had over 120,000 Instagram followers. Thankfully, I made that decision because it's proven to be true. But you got to understand what turning this setting off means. And it's not about just turning off one little setting. It's about control. Creators keep losing control because they keep on handing it over to automation. They think AI or algorithms or some hidden lever is going to save them when it's not. You can't automate understanding. And the reason why this autodub thing is hurting so many entrepreneurs and business owners is because they don't understand who it is that they're trying to get in front of. So they're relying on all these algorithms to do it for them. Now, this YouTube algorithm, it is designed to match your content with somebody that wants to see your content, but they don't know your business. The algorithm doesn't know your business and what your strategy actually is. All that it's doing is matching up videos. It doesn't care who your offer is for. That's why you have to care and know who your offer is for. And a lot of people out here don't realize that they can actually take a little bit of control and start to bend the algorithm in their favor instead of just uploading stuff and just letting the algorithm do what it does. Take some control of the algorithm and bend it and make it move how you want it to move instead of it making you move. This is a way that you can take back a little bit of control. Turn that shit off. Start intentionally building your reach. Now, if you do have an offer that can be purchased by people all over the globe, forget every single thing that I said in this video. Remember, it's about thinking business first. It's not thinking about content first. We're not content creators. If anything, we're contentpreneurs. We're entrepreneurs that use content to drive traffic to our business. So if you're thinking business first and it makes sense for your business and it makes sense for your offers and it makes sense for your digital products to keep that on and to build a global audience, then keep it on. But it has to make sense for your business. And for what it is that I'm offering right now and for what it is that I'm building, just simply doesn't make sense. And I don't have anything against anybody, but I do know the right bodies that I need to get in front of. And it's not everybody. I'm cool with that. And little itty bitty tiny decisions like this is what most people never figure out. And it's not because they can't, it's because they won't look deeper. They'll spend hours chasing every single new trick, every single new passive income hack, every single new strategy, every single new digital product, every single template and marketing hack and trend. But they won't spend 5 to 10 minutes to just look and see what's happening on the back end of their business. They're not aware enough to see that, oh, some of these comments are looking a little different than normally. And then opening up their YouTube analytics and their YouTube studio and then looking at the traffic sources and then seeing that your videos have been suggested to like 60 different countries within the past 28 days. And then they get caught up in the numbers game thinking that that's the game, to get as many views as possible. But I personally know people that get millions of views and they get no dollars from it. Like, actually, somebody that comes to mind right now, somebody in my community, Ivan. Shout out to you, Ivan, if you happen to be watching this. But Ivan's heard me say this and he's singing in real time. He had a YouTube short go viral. It has millions of views, like over 3 or 4 million views. It hasn't registered a single sale for him in his business. He sees what I say about, yo, just make long form content. Yo, all eyeballs ain't the right eyeballs. Yo, do they even remember who made this video? Is there any connection built? Do they come to know, like, and trust you through this short? The answer is no to all of it. There's a reason why I don't make YouTube shorts. For what? Just to get some more views? Just to get some more subscribers? But who are those views coming from and who are those subscribers? I don't want them. More reach isn't the goal. Reach without relevancy is just noise. I would much rather be more accurate with my viewership than be more global. And when you create for everyone, then you reach no one. But when you start to create for the right people and keep your business in mind first and make your content with that mind frame so it's generated for that, so the algorithm can start to learn who to actually put it in front of, it starts to learn that. And it starts to learn that pretty quickly. And it starts to put your content in front of the right people to where you can convert a percentage of that traffic with your offers so you can get numbers coming in online your business, just like all them that you see on the screen right now. And if you're ready to make more working less online from stuff that you already know, go ahead and click the link down in the description and join this credit at the top community. For personal coaching from myself, all my exclusive trainings, plus a private community and entrepreneurs, all designed to grow your business online. It's only a few bucks a day to join right now, literally less than a cup of coffee per day. So go ahead and click the link down in the description to tap in, and I'll see you on our coaching call this Wednesday. But remember, don't lose focus. Don't lose focus of what the mission is. Don't lose sight of your target. And it's not virality. It's not going global. It's by consistently getting the right views from the right people over an extended period of time. You do that, your business will skyrocket. So go ahead and click the link down in the description if you want to tap into the community. And I'll see you on our coaching call this Wednesday. And go ahead and check out this video for 3 tiny digital products that are guaranteed to sell, especially now that you start getting the right traffic. It's crowded at the top.